So we have,
welcome.
it was a long time ago.
Okay, good. Then it's nice to meet you. I'm John Shull, co-founder of e-NABLE and one of the regulars around here. How do you come to join us today?
So, all right. Shall we
Okay.
get going?
Yes, please.
So this is our monthly forum on bionic design. We have speakers who have some time to present their work on various types of designs they've been working on for simple bionic hands. And this week we have Logan Just from American Military University in Washington, the other Washington on the other side of the country. And so he's going to talk about some work he's done on a bionic 3D printed EMG controlled hand. So Logan, thanks very much and take it away.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity. Just scoot my camera around so you can see my very cluttered desk. How does that look? All right. So the first up is we have the Raptor hand. It's just running on 2 servos. It's Arduino Uno running it using C++ coding. And just a cheap little EMG board that I found on Amazon. So got the electrodes on my arm here. So I might go a little crazy when I plug it in. So yeah, you flex, the hand closes. Flex again, the hand's open, so it's coded more like, see, it's kind of doing its own thing right now. So it's coded more like a light switch, on and off, open and closed. A known issue I'm having is if you hold your arm flexed, it kind of just goes nuts. So that's something I'm working on. But yeah, eventually I would like some pressure feedback control in it. I've already kind of put some architecture for that, for lack of better words, into the code. So pretty much the servos, they go degree by degree and check a state machine, for lack of better words. And so if the state is true, it'll move to the next degree. And if it's interrupted, like right now, I actually have it on a button. So see if it'll do it. So it'll stop halfway, kind of doing its own thing right now. But eventually I do want some pressure feedback into it. Overarching, I would like this to be integrated into kind of my next project, which uses AI vision for object detection. I will unplug this and plug that guy ready real quick. It's on the floor, something. And I'm trying to learn Git. I have a lot going on. You know, I'm a full-time student, full-time father, full-time work. So learning Git is just another layer of complexity. But I do want this to be open source so anybody can contribute and, you know, figure out problems as we go. So this one, it's the Pollen Robotics Amazing Hand, and it's running on a Raspberry Pi 5 with the Pi AI camera for simple object detection.
Hey,
So
Justin.
yes,
Oh, I'm sorry. I called you Justin. Sorry,
that's
Logan.
okay.
Excuse me. So what's the hand that you're showing right now?
So Pollen Robotics Amazing Hand.
Oh, okay.
Thank
you.
Yeah, no problem. So start that running on the Pi. So this guy have the Pi AI camera running. I'll pull the camera around. Sorry if it gets a little shaky. So that's what we got running on the Pi. So pull that, it identifies it's a bottle, and the hand changes the grip. It's got a couple other objects to show you. So detected it's an apple, kind of that wide grip.
So are you telling me that it adopts its posture to accommodate the object it detects?
Correct.
That's
So,
cool.
it's very basic. There's only 3 objects that I have programmed into it right now because I'm doing that manually. But eventually I would like it to be able to detect the object, and then the EMG control tells the hand, hey, start closing, and pressure feedback says, hey, stop closing. So that's the goal. Kind of where I'm at with it. I have that one bug to work out where the hand just opens and closes over and over again. And then I want to expand the object detection capabilities and combine both technologies into one hand. And I could really use some help deciding on a hand for the final product. The amazing hand, it is, well, it's amazing, but it's very complex to build. So, you know, for um, builder access, worldwide different skill levels, it could be quite difficult. I like how easy the Raptor hand was to build. I just printed everything, put it together, but that's limited by the mechanics and the servo placement of it. So I could really use some help and feedback there, and also not having a limb difference myself. What do people actually need? You know, it's easy to sit here and design like this is how I think it should be. So I could use some feedback there. What are the actual needs?
Didn't David Allentuck show us another hand with multiple servos that looked like it might have struck a balance between lookability and workability?
Okay.
And in any case, are you in touch with David?
I am not.
So David is now organizing, and I haven't been able to attend any of the meetings yet, but a design group to sort of try to develop a new design. Probably not the kind of design you're looking at, but it's becoming, I think, it has promise of becoming sort of the techie working group to try to push this kind of thing forward. So look in the hub for his name. I'm going to put it in the chat. Elentukh is his last name. And for that matter, if you give me his email, your email, I will forward an invite that he sent me to you. Because he'll be more up to date than I am, certainly on what hand and what tech. I think there's a lot of promise in the visual approach. Hands tend to form themselves in a natural way around the objects that are placed in the palm. If you can make that work, it would reduce the cognitive load on the user, especially if you're still at the stage where you have to clench and unclench your hand in order to get the device to clench and unclench. That the intuitiveness might be nice.
So that's the goal. Very long ways away from anything remotely usable, I imagine, but you know, just having that low cognitive load, you know, when people who don't have limb differences, you know, I reach for a cup, I don't think about what I'm doing, my hand just does it. So trying to replicate that at least as best as we can, I can help some people out.
Oh, David is here. Hello, David.
Hey, sorry about that.
We were just talking about you.
Oh no. Uh-oh. Do I owe someone
Logan
money?
Logan here just gave us 2 quick and good demos. One is of an EMG triggered hand that contracts when you do this. When you do this, it does this.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Sadly, when you do this, it does this. So that's just the state of play. He hasn't worked out the coding yet, but he is using a cheap, good EMG board, which I think he thinks has promise. But the processing of that EMG information is really quite tricky. He also showed us a hand that will form, if you put a bottle in front of it, it will adopt a give me the bottle stance. And if you put an apple in front of it,
Oh,
it
that's
will,
pretty good.
right. And those two cases seem to work pretty well. He was asking, what's the right hand for this kind of a project? And I remember that you showed us something recently. And but I can't.
Yeah, I would kind of challenge what is the goal of the project before we assign it a hand.
Okay. Yeah, so the goal is essentially the hand detects an object, detects what pose that it needs to grab said object, and then EMG is just a trigger, hey, do the action.
Okay.
So for the EMG,
on a higher, like way higher level, like, is this a hand that you want to build, that you want people to have? Is this a hand that you want for testing of algorithms? Is this a robotic hand, an assistive device hand? Is it a replacement hand? Like high level, start us from the top.
high level, all said and done, I would love for it to be, part of the hub where somebody can just print this off, build it themselves in a day or two for a more complex hand, and then have it be a prosthetic, for lack of better words, similar to how I would like it to be the Raptor hand of Bionics for people that don't have a palm to actuate the hand, have it fill that need.
I don't want to interrupt your demo. I feel like I came in and I'm like,
no, he had just finished his demo, so it's discussion time.
Would I'm super sorry to waste everyone's time. Can I see the Apple part again?
Sure. Yeah. Let me move my camera back around. So
by the way, I kind of preface and introduce myself. My knowledge of mechanics is reasonably good, hardware is moderately good, and software is moderately poor. So I'll do my best to kind of play along.
Okay. Yeah, so this is the Pollen Robotics amazing hand. Let's see if I can put some better light.
You only have two. You have two EKG sensors on you.
Three. So there's one. Where's my camera? There it is.
Yep,
I
can see. What determined the number and placement?
The hardware. It's just a cheap Amazon EMG board. And so the one on my elbows is pretty much ground, and then these two electrodes pretty much measure the change between them, like when you flex.
Oh, so it's basically just measuring your flexor.
Yes. And that's what makes it relatively straightforward is, it doesn't have to be, EMG is very noisy.
Right. But the flexor is beautiful. That's
awesome. Just on or off, so.
I assume your signal to noise is like, it's pretty good.
I can share the code.
I trust your judgment on this. How about that?
Okay. Yeah, so the hand that's right here, this one's not EMG controlled. This is the machine vision aspect of the project. And so it's a Raspberry Pi 5 and a Pi AI camera. So it does simple object detection, and the AI model is pretty limited. So that's another thing that needs to scale. So bring you around. That's the dashboard for the Pi 5. You put a apple in front of it. The hand adopts a pose.
Sorry, so is it recognizing a sphere or an apple?
An apple. So if you look, I don't know how well you can see it.
What kind of crazy image library? It has every fruit and like.
No, it's very, very limited. Like I was trying to hold a coffee cup in front of it and it kept saying vase. So
but that's like
working.
The reason I kind of ask is because I remember in 2008, the Xbox Kinect was like, we can detect depth on pixels. And I wonder if you could be better suited by something that does like pixel depth detection, where it does that and then figures out the shape. This is outside my wheelhouse. This is like straight up outside my wheelhouse. But I know that technology existed 20 years ago and Xbox came out with it. It wasn't very good. but I know that people have that set up. And I can poke around if you want. I'm gonna DM you my email, so if you want, we can keep in touch about this. I mean, I saw it move. That's pretty cool that it detects Apple.
Yeah, so like you know, I have a banana here too, you know, so if it reads banana, it'll pick a pose that's much more you know,
Banana-esque.
close. Yeah.
Could you
Banana-esque.
can you what is your background, I guess, if I may ask?
So professionally, I'm in manufacturing, industrial maintenance.
Oh, cool.
I started getting my electrical engineering degree about a year ago, and then just hobby-wise, I'm always trying to tinker and learn something else. So that's kind of how I landed here, you know, learning coding and both Python and C++ for personal hobbies and school. And it might sound chintzy, but do you remember the old Spider-Man with Dr. Octopus, Dr.
Oh, hell yeah.
Octavius? And he
Yes.
had the arms that had their own mind. Like that's
Yes.
always interested me in like how could we build something like that to help people, you know? So this is kind of
Hey,
cool having
Logan, a few questions on this. So, this hand you're showing, the purple hand, is straight out of the Amazing Hand design, or is it
yes.
modified by you, or
It's
okay? So,
straight out of the
and the servos, I don't know enough about the Amazing Hand. Does it actually have servos inside the hand, and it has an API of some sort for you to talk to them, or how
Yeah,
does it
so
work?
that is where I deviated from Amazing Hand. They use servos with force feedback. I wanted to go more simple, so they're just simple SG90 servos. You can see them right there. And then I'm using a I squared C module to control all 8 of them. And so that's just pretty much built into the code and the
And and you did that because why? You thought the uh, the Amazing Hand servo is too complex or heavy or expensive, or what was the reason?
Expensive, and my thought behind it was the force feedback isn't really a good input for pressure sensitivity because you know you have drag, and as the hand wears down, that force feedback to finger position will change. And so I thought, you know, just let's use a more simple servo, and then I think I have a pack of them somewhere, but FSR sensors in the fingertips and the palm to get that more accurate pressure feedback.
Okay.
I have some questions,
So
but I don't want to hog, so I want to let other people go. I can see
so
Jonathan's about to go. Sorry, or Vivek.
so one last question on this. So you're saying that you would like to move away from, or you don't know if you want to continue with the Amazing Hand. Was that your question? Or did I not
Yeah,
hear?
that's it was a pretty complex build, you know, and it's still not perfect. So the gimbals in here, there's a lot of flex in them. So you know what, like when it makes the grip, you can come by and you can move the finger a few millimeters either way. Um, some of that, this was a quick build, you know, I just wanted to get it together to play with it and, you know, do the machine vision side that was interesting me. So it could be built better, but it is much more complex. Whereas something like the Raptor hand, everything's printed. You don't have a large bill of materials that you need to fill to even get it running.
So at this point, you are really looking for some feedback from the community about what hand to go with. Is that
Correct.
kind of where you stand? Okay. Okay.
How
I'm done
heavy
with
is
my
that hand? Oh, sorry.
No, no, no.
I
I'm done with my questions. That's
Okay.
all I was saying.
How heavy
I
is that hand?
haven't weighed it. Might be able to go get a scale real quick to get you an exact answer. Subjectively, where's the wrapping hand? What did I do with that? I would say it's roughly twice as heavy as the Raptor hand, but with 2 servos.
I think the Amazing Hand fully loaded is supposed to be 400 grams.
Got a little scale in here. Nope, theoretical. All right. Unit. It is around 110 grams.
Oh, that's amazing. Have you thought about how it's going to attach to the arm?
I have not, no.
Okay.
That is another question that I could use a lot of help with from the community, people who've been doing this for the past decade. Rather than trying to reinvent the wheel, what are we doing that already works?
Thank you.
They're good projects, Logan.
Thank you.
It's a long way from where you've got a human to put it on.
Absolutely.
But I don't think there's any question that a lightweight motorized hand is something that people want. The problem is that they rarely get beyond this sort of form factor. A whole Frankenstein thing with wires coming in and out that requires a fair amount of tuning to do. But we have seen, I mean, Vivek has been showcasing these things for years now. Is a shared platform for this experimentation would be really nice. And I have this vague feeling that David showed us one recently that he was proposing as possibly a common platform for bionic work. But I'm wondering whether that's a discussion worth getting back to.
Are you talking about something like Git where people could collaborate?
No. I mean, is it the Amazing Hand with its pressure-sensitive servos? Is it? I think we've seen someone who's tried to put servos onto a kinetic hand. If all of the tinkerers of this sort were working with the same tool set, then it wouldn't be a bunch of isolated individual R&D projects.
There's a guy called Xavier Grosjean.
Yes.
He has a modified kinetic hand. I sent you a link for that. Okay. He had presented last year. You might want to check that out.
Yeah, that's perfect. I actually started with flexi hand. It looks like he's doing something different with the thumb. I didn't like the thumb position. I was kind of stuck in this. It makes, in my opinion, grabbing, a wider object like a cup a little more difficult. But that's definitely,
yeah. He's with e-NABLE France. You might want to talk to him.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, I think that is the one I was looking at. The kinetic continues to be the most attractive form factor. And it's interesting to me that it looks like this design has replaced the maddening joint rubbers with something else, I think, which has always been an impediment to the kinetic hand. I think that's a good bet, Logan.
Okay, thank you. I will write that down. Kinetic hand.
Kinetics with an X, which is derived from the kinetic with a C.
All right. Kinetics.
Yeah, he's from e-NABLE France, so
yes,
he's a few hours ahead of us.
Okay. Yeah, I will check that out. Thank you.
Logan, I wanted to tell you, I wanted to mention, you mentioned that you're struggling with Git because you want to do this open source, which is great. And that is the thing to be struggling with. But having struggled unsuccessfully with it for 30 years, which is about as long as it's been around, I can tell you that that the AI systems, like I'm using Claude, they are fluent in Git. And now you can just say, look, check this in, or create a pull request, or download this thing, I want to look at it, and it will do it. And I don't think there's any reason anymore for humans to have to master all of the Git commands and
Thank you. Thank
in
you
order
for
to get it
that.
done.
That's,
So you
yeah.
should really try that, because
Mhm.
they're very well instrumented to take that off your hand.
Okay. Yeah, I will write that down in my notes here.
Can I,
To
do you
which
mind?
David responds.
Yeah, I have a few questions. I think the first thing, the thing that I love the most is the moment where you said, well, when you pick up this, it does okay. When you try to pick up a cup, it kind of reads it as a vase, and the fingers have this feedback. And I love that. I think that is like, in my opinion, that is like that's the most important part, is to be uh, critical from a perspective of the end user, right? Because that means you're trying to build a thing for someone to use, not something that looks good or like is fun to build.
Yeah.
I think is the most important part. So hats off to like being self-critical early on. I kind of want to nudge on what part of this most interests you? Because right, having a goal for the project to say like, I want to ship a thing that someone uses. I think that's great. It means we're all on the same page. The part of it that I'm curious about is, are you like, I'm most interested in designing a board, like a straight board, no pick, no Arduino, just a board that we do in-house, surface mount components. It's all it does is this. Are you interested in writing code, figuring out how the EMG works? Maybe it's maybe we make it adaptive so it learns based on people, so you have to train it. Are you interested in the mechanics? And you can say, I don't know, I'm interested in all of them. But the reason I bring that up is because you have, you're kind of right now on your own, and you have the opportunity to build out any part of it. My personal suggestion, and you don't have to necessarily take this all the way, is um, hob out the non-mechanical part. So keep your hand as is and work on the EKG. And the reason why I say that is because we can chat offline. I'm working on a hand that could be, it could be adapted to work on for some of your stuff. It would be a little tricky, but the reason is because right now you're just using a flexor. But I'm curious, what if you used a flexor and an extensor, or a flexor and extensor and just a radius? So right, so now you're using like the three biggest parts, right? You're using the flexor, the flexor, the extensor, and like the ability to rotate. And now you can potentially have the ability to spread the fingers, which I know that the Amazing Hand originally has. I know that this, and I don't know if everyone else is aware, but the hand that Logan showed us doesn't have all the caps on it. So that the final
correct.
Amazing Hand looks very polished. I mean, it looks, it's 3-fingered, or I guess it's 4-fingered, not 5. So it's missing, I
Three
think it's,
fingers and a thumb.
yeah, I think it's technically missing a pinky, but it looks pretty clean. And it, like when I've seen printed versions that are skin colored with painted nails, and they look a little weird because the fingers are thick, but they look almost human. Yeah, I just threw out a lot of information out there, but my comment to you is basically, if you can, I would stick with your mechanism for now. And I personally think it would be the best use to try and see what you can push with your electrical and hardware, yeah, your like software and hardware stuff.
Okay.
And if you want, we can chat about other hands. I don't know, because like I don't know if there's like a significantly better hand that's gonna leap and bound you over the edge. So you may want to have, you may either want to build out your own group or join a group and have a hand built for this.
Okay.
Does that thought process make sense? I just said a lot of words.
Yeah, it does, and you're kind of nailing what I have in mind. Not being the one man show. Like bringing what I can bring to the table. Of we have this technology that's working in at least a proof of concept, and my CAD knowledge is functional at best. I printed the little stand for the camera, but that's about it. So having it be a group collaboration not just, being a one-man show here.
I sent you my email. Take a look. We can chat offline further.
Okay.
But I think you're on the right track. I think it's how much did you, how much of this was plug and play, and how much of this was like you improving upon a base set that you purchased?
So, are you talking about the Amazing Hand or just everything all together?
Answer that question how you see fit.
Okay, so pretty much none of it is plug and play. I printed everything for the Amazing Hand, put it all together, the code, start to finish. AI helped with the boilerplate stuff,
So you had to
but all
write all this
the
code. You bought the
yes,
electrodes. Okay, so I would say,
yes,
in my opinion, the first thing to do is to throw this up on GitHub somewhere so that we have someone else has access to this.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm struggling with Git. I can email everybody the code, uh, to get it out there, and then like John said, trying to automate out some of the harder stuff of Git, but to pun intended, get the code out there. Yeah, that can be my next priority for the project is documentation and getting the information out there.
Good. That's great. Jonathan put Xavier's presentation into the chat. Thank you, Jonathan. So the collective knowledge base is actually giving you a lot of good stuff to work with. Don't fail to capture the chat.
I'm opening all the links right now so that I don't accidentally lose them. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
And I guess the thing I always ask is, what else can we do to help?
Right now the information that you've already given me is it's drinking from a fire hose. So for now, let me parse through this and got some good contact information. So if I have any other questions, I'll reach out. It's really kind of 2 week cycles that I have time to sit down and do this stuff. So if you don't hear from me for a while, just I'm busy. So yeah, it's been great meeting all of you and getting some information and good contacts.
My other suggestion, if you can, is to go to the other Bionic design groups, even if you haven't made any adjustments. Like even if you've done absolutely nothing for the next 4 to 6 weeks, just show up to the next one or the one after, because then at least you can connect more rapidly and leverage and help be leveraged for those with those people.
Okay, I will definitely attend the ones I can. This is a normal work day for me. I took the day off to present and to be here, but I should be able to take a break in my car and join via my phone. So
even if you just listen to it on headphones.
cool. Okay.
Awesome.
We're also trying to get other speakers. I'd like to get Xavier back if possible. He's done some new stuff, he said recently on a post. And there's a guy called Alberto Novato in Italy. He's also doing some sort of, breadboarding or the same sort of thing David is trying to get to with some sort of universal concept of, development platform for Bionic hands. So he's on the hub. His last name is Navata, Navatta. So I would strongly encourage you try to get hold of him or just, direct message him or whatever. He's been doing a bunch of stuff too. Can you find him, or I can send you his name.
Right now, it's being a little slow, but if you could send me his name, absolutely.
Trying to find his, yeah, okay, there we go. Let me, too many windows open, sorry. Okay, there we go. Yep. Great. Well,
Thank
well,
you.
David
So,
is going to pull all these diverse efforts together.
all right.
Right, David? He's going to be the great integrator.
Well, it takes a few magnets, and then you've got a real attraction point. I'm happy with this discussion. I'm glad to see that Vivek is still at it, that David is playing a mentoring role. It's sort of what we're here for.
Oh, we're
It's
team
nice.
role. We're a team. Everyone's got their own.
There we go.
Before everyone disappears for the challenge like me, how do you save the chat? How do you save the chatbot?
There are 3 dots at the top of the chat box.
Oh, okay. Ah, yes. And where does it go to?
Well, when you click save, it doesn't tell you. There's a place it
Didn't
goes.
ask.
It
didn't
didn't
ask.
ask. Amazing.
It didn't
For
actually
me,
ask.
I have a folder called Zoom within which all the chats go, but I don't know.
So if you look at the bottom, it said saved in folder. If you click on that, at least on Windows, it'll pull up. Mine's in documents.
Saved in folder. Okay. Okay. Well, if someone finds it, just if you could email it out, that'd be great. I don't want to hold everyone up.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be able to send you the. No, I can't. Oh well, yes, I can. I will be able to send you the transcript. Oh, but that doesn't include the chat. Sorry, Vivek, you're just gonna have to hunt for it.
Okay, I'm on my own. Okay. All right.
Okay,
No worries. I'll figure it out. Okay. Any other questions? Anyone? Rodin or Tamara or no?
I think we're good. Tamara,
Okay.
I'm more likely to remember someone if I know a little bit about them. How do you come to join us today?
Well, I've been following and I get the newsletter and I used to drop into the medical Zoom.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool.
And a couple of times I dropped into the town halls and I'm with a maker club here, Vancouver Van Hack. They used to have a group with e-NABLE, but the leader moved to Victoria and that sort of fell away. But I got too busy with other things to be able to pick that up.
Happens to all of us. And where are you located?
Vancouver, BC. I think I'm just north
Vancouver.
of Logan.
Okay. So your clock is not really totally wrong. Okay,
no, I hear
good.
about that clock a lot.
All right.
I should go
Nice to
just
see
for
you
like
all.